ki khubor ka Batesi TV. Lawan Rashaphi taka Frank Motors. Booking open for the new Nexon. Visit Frank Motors or call 7045207973.
MIT University of Meghalaya. Our admissions are now open for the academic year 2024-25. Explore our best courses, experience global collaborations. Apply today.
Ka BDWS Career Academy kan penlong ya Meghalaya Scholastic Aptitude Test haka khatan riu tarik upanai March haka porship ho bajem step hashulong tura but clear.
Ka Sorkar jala kala bu Thong ban Kynjoh ya kayo ka kot ke jala Meghalaya ka ba kot $10 billion ling bagi program beper. Menteri rangba ka jala u konrat ki sangma haka jinga kran bikalat pathai ku bor haka khat saw tarik uleber alja arpsaw. Ul ong kumba ka Sorkar kalongan rai ka mission 10 budget hapo ka ying dorba thawan dangshen. Kala ka dawru ki kam beper ki program beper ki policy beper ban Kynjoh shakani ka Thong. Ul ong shushu ba ka Sorkar Meghalaya kalawan rai ka Invest Meghalaya Authority bat ka ain bala menjur ha assembly ya ka bala tib ka Meghalaya Industrial and Investment Promotion Policy Araja Arpsaw krang ban penurlong yang ni ka Thong.
And as we had laid down in the Mission 10 budget, which I presented about a month back in the Assembly, we had mentioned the different activities and different programs, different policies that need to be adopted in the different sectors to be able to achieve those goals. And if you recall from that Mission 10 budget document and the presentation that I had given, there were 10 opportunities I had mentioned in that. And among those 10 opportunities was the private investment that need to be taken up in the state. And hence, in line and with the objective of achieving the targets overall and specifically of the investments from the private sector, the government of Meghalaya had come out with what we called the Invest Meghalaya Authority, and an act for that was passed in the Assembly in the last session called the Meghalaya Industrial and Investment Promotion Policy 2024. Based on this particular Investment Meghalaya Authority, which has two parts. First part is to ease the entire process of application and taking necessary permissions to start an industry, which will be done through the Investment Meghalaya Authority and a portal which we are in the process of creating, which will then replace the single window system that we have. Not only will we make it easy for the individuals and the companies to apply, we are also working towards ensuring that the different permissions are given in a time-bound manner. And in some cases, if the permissions and response is not received from the department concerned, those permissions will be taken as accepted and as agreed to, and will be given to the concerned companies. So all that process has been worked on by the Invest Meghalaya Authority. And as I said, this will replace the older single window system that we had. That is the first part. But the second part of the Meghalaya Industrial and Investment Promotion Policy and the Invest Meghalaya Authority is to now incentivize the overall investment programs and attract different investments in different sectors. And for that, we are happy to announce that the new Meghalaya Industrial Policy has been passed day before yesterday by the Cabinet of Government of Meghalaya. In this, there are many factors. I will not go through all the specifics of it, but I'll just give you a basic idea in a nutshell. Through this particular program, and in order to achieve the $10 billion economy, we have calculated that we require a minimum of $1 billion in terms of private investment that we need to achieve, which will then add to the overall 10 billion target that we have. And hence, to achieve this $1 billion minimum in the investment in the private sector, the different incentives have been created. We are expecting to touch that number in the coming years. And we have calculated that if the $1 billion investment is expected in the state of Meghalaya, roughly as a state government, through this particular policy, in the next 10 years' time, because obviously the companies will apply and all these things, and the money will flow through these next 10 years, and even ahead, depending on when they apply. The government of Meghalaya will be roughly spending and budgeting about close to 700 crores to be given as different incentives to the different companies who will invest. The incentives will come in the form of capital investment, in the form of interest subvention, in the form of SGST reimbursement, and additionally for smaller micro and local units and other units that are in our priority list, we will give other benefits like power installations, especially in green power, water treatment plants or water harvesting systems, different kind of procurement policy which will have some kind of preference for local products being procured, example like transport subsidy, especially for priority products and areas where transportation within the state of Meghalaya and buying from locals, those kind of transportation areas will be subsidized, so on and so forth. And for local domicile also, we also have a component where the Provident Fund aspect up to about 1800 rupees per year will also be reimbursed by the state government under the new industrial policy. So it is, in a nutshell, a very, very aggressive policy. I can confidently say that it is one of the more aggressive policies in the country, and also definitely in the Northeast, it is one of the most aggressive policies. What is also important in this is that we have also come out with priority sectors, and we have declared many sectors as industries which were not declared earlier as industries. For example, tourism is part of this industrial policy. We have food processing as part of this industrial policy that we're coming up with. Different kind of academies, especially related to sports and music and culture, those aspects also will come in. Filmmaking will come into this particular industrial policy that we're bringing in. So on and so forth. We have come out with such priority sectors, and these priority sectors have been defined on the basis of the strengths that we have in our state and the possibility of having highest impact in terms of job creation, number one, and number two, in terms of the local products and sales being promoted, where the local farmers and local producers should benefit, who will supply the products as raw materials to these different large companies or investments of the private sector that come in to the system. Apart from the state industrial policy, you're all aware of the Unnati, which is the Northeast industrial policy of the government of India. We have dovetailed in one way and combined these two policies together, where we expect that in the next 5 years, of course 5 years, I'm talking in terms of the government, but 3 years in terms of the window where the government of India is allowing the applications to take place, the 4 years from our side where the window for application, but the implication of that is 10 plus years they will get. So we expect that in these years when this particular scheme is going to be applicable, that government of India has already earmarked close to about 600 crores for the state of Meghalaya in terms of the share from the Unnati scheme or the Northeast industrial policy. We expect that we should be able to perform well, like we've done in many other sectors, and we should be able to get an additional 700 crores, which of course is there, the provisions are there within the provisions of the Northeast industrial policy, the Unnati policy. And we hope that with the 1400 crores from the central government side and the 600 crores from 700 crores roughly from Meghalaya government side, which means 2000 plus crores of incentives in a 8,000 crore or 8,300 crores plus $1 billion plus of investments we expect. We do expect that we'll get a lot of positive response from the government, from the different sectors, At the same time, we have already signed MOUs worth about 2,957 crores have already been signed at different levels. 9 MOUs have been inked in the past 1 week, and those include different areas from tourism to food processing, to different areas of technology and even some areas of pharmaceuticals, and also in terms of the beverages in different areas. So all of these investments and MOUs of close to 2,957 have already been inked, after this entire policy and everything has come into place. And in fact, today we will be officially also signing two more proposals. One is with, apart from the other 9 that we have signed already, one will be with 8 we have signed already. One will be signed with Varun Beverages, which is the holding company that runs the different Pepsi plants all over the country. So roughly about 180 plus crores is going to be invested by Pepsi, by Varun Beverages to put up a Pepsi plant for supply of Pepsi and other products in Meghalaya as well as in other parts of the country, especially in North Bengal and other parts of this. Some maybe that is the company's policy. The details I don't have, but this is one of the MOUs. Second MOU also will be signing today, or rather we are declaring today, is that we will be having the Northeast United putting up their first residential football academy in Mokunu. And as you're aware, Mr. John Abraham is himself here today. He has gone to see the land parcel which the government is giving to them, where the Northeast United Residential Football Training Academy will come up. So these were basically the most important points that are there. And sorry. Apart from this particular policy, once again, in line with what we had mentioned last time in my Mission 10 document, my budget speech, that we are also pushing the power sector also very aggressively. And hence we have come out with a new power policy. And it is again a very aggressive power policy. Seeing our power policy, we already have 3 or 4 organizations who have contacted us, who are very keen to set up power sector companies and projects here in the state of Meghalaya, ranging from pump storage projects to even thermal projects and also to solar power projects. So we are getting a very positive response. We do expect that in the next couple of months we will get more clarity on these projects, and I'm very confident that we will be able to initiate a few projects within the next financial year in the state of Meghalaya in terms of power generation. The third policy, which has come out again in line with our Mission 10 document and our Mission 10 goals that we have, is the promotion of IT. And for that, as you're aware, we've come out with an IT policy also. And we're getting tremendous response and a positive response from the different players. And we expect that this particular policy will help us create an additional 15,000 jobs in the IT sector, minimum, that is, direct employment, and another 10,000 to 15,000 indirect employment. Also, the industrial policy that we have brought in, where we'll spend about 700 crores, we do expect that on a rough estimate, we are expecting, depending because of the industries also matters, but on a ballpark figure and the average that we have seen in the past, we do expect that this particular industrial policy will again help us create another 50,000 jobs. And hence, we have worked out meticulously the process through which we will achieve our $10 billion economy, and also meticulously how we will achieve the 5 lakh job opportunities in different sectors. And for each of those sectors to be able to achieve each of those goals, we have detailed program and policies. And today I have laid down the industrial policy, the power policy, and the IT policy in front of you. When the entire project will be implemented, because the policy will be implemented, the policy will obviously take time. It's not that, I mean, the investments will take time. It's not that every company will come and invest on the same day. So as the companies invest, as we expect the companies to start their procedures, we expect this employment to happen as we move along. As I said, I don't want to jump the gun right now, and I don't want to say that it will be on this month or that month. But looking at how things are moving, we do expect some kind of clarity. I'm saying clarity, the word, in about 2 months' time, because it's complex. There are a lot of factors we have to consider. There are a lot of permissions. There are a lot of issues. There's a lot of aspect of what is the state going to benefit from it and how it will benefit, and the different rates that you have to discover, the different areas that will be impacted, the social impact, the environmental impact, so on and so forth. So we have a lot of work to be done. But as I said, in the next 2 months, we will get a clarity whether we actually are able to move forward or not, which I am expecting to be in the positive. And after 2 months, as I said, I'll be able to give you a better idea by when on the ground we'll actually see work. Basically, sectors, polluting industries mainly, but I'll just give you a rough idea. So tobacco based industries, plastic based industries, plastic carry bag of less than 20 micrograms, those kind of industries, petroleum or gas refineries, units not complying with environmental standards, low value addition activities and goods, arms and ammunition, sawmills and veneer mills, wood fueled lime kilns, so on and so forth, and cements, even metallurgical coke and petroleum coke plants units, refining of engine oils. So all of these are sectors which impact the environment in some way or the other. So we have discouraged, and this particular incentive that we're giving will not apply to these sectors. So we have just handed over the land to them. This is going to come up in Mendipathar industrial area, because they are looking at supplying to North Bengal also from that plant. And tomorrow morning I am going to Mendipathar to officially hand over the land to them. We expect that once that is done, the process of all the permissions will start. And they have assured me that they will start the work immediately. And according to their estimates, again, I cannot speak on their behalf. So I'm just telling you at a very unofficial note that in the next 12 months to 18 months, we expect that they should be able to commission the plant. They have asked for 25 acres, and this is at the rate that has been prescribed by the Industries Department. So they'll be paying a particular premium for the land that has been given, and it's also on a long-term lease basis. We do respect the authority and the different powers and constitutional provisions that are there for the autonomous district councils, and we will work closely with them, and we will cooperate and coordinate with them, and we expect that they will also cooperate and coordinate with us. There are limited permissions that are expected from the district councils, but whatever procedure has to be followed, we will follow those procedures as a state, because they are constitutionally binding. And we will work, and we will see wherever the problem comes in, and wherever we see that there are issues or delays are there, we will speak and we will take it up at either the minister's level or at my level. So it's a nature of things. We are working with different institutions, different governments that are there at different levels, and different permissions to be taken up, and we will ensure that we comply to all, and we will work closely with the councils and ensure that all these different permissions are given on time. Industrial area, as you are aware, that this particular policy is applicable throughout the state. It's not that it has to be in an industrial zone, but obviously for government of Meghalaya we have land issues, because obviously land is community held. So hence, in order to ease the land parcels that are available for the investors, we are under the process. In fact, there has been an EUI that has been floated today itself by some departments to start the process, and this process will continue in the future also as we come up with this policy, and as we use the existing lands that we have. We will continue to look at lands that are available at reasonable price and available in a reasonable location, and we'll try to use that to facilitate the investment in the state. So basically, just to give an example or just to explain to you, pump storage basically is a project where the water is from the river is pumped into a storage, and then it is released at a time when the power is required, or the rates are maybe at a better rate, to make the generation more feasible. For example, if you were to buy power during 12 o'clock in the afternoon and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you may get power at even as low as 2 rupees or 3 rupees. But if you try to buy power at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the night, the power price may even go up as much as 10 rupees and 12 rupees. The concept of the pump storage is, what if we can pump the water using the power available in the daytime at 2 rupees, and pump the water up and pump it there and keep it there, and release it at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the night because the water is pumped and stored. And hence when we release that power at 8, 9, 10, then we actually receive 8 rupees, 9 rupees, 10 rupees. So the concept is actually the rate and the time of the supply of the power and the price you get, the difference between getting the price and the rate at daytime and the night time. So on that economics, the pump storage project actually works. There are 2-3 basins in Meghalaya which have been identified for the pump storage by different agencies. I don't want to go into details because it's too premature, though I have the details with me, but I'll refrain from going into details. But there are few basins which have been identified by agencies where they have done a preliminary study and they're doing a more detailed study where they've seen that a pump storage project in that particular area is because of the gradient, because of many other factors, again I don't want to go into details, that there is a very good possibility of putting up a very good and efficient power project which could be a run of the river as well as a pump storage and could have multiple stages. And hence we are now working on that, and as I said, a lot of work is going into it, but this power policy was necessary to facilitate the entire process of starting this entire exercise on the power pump storage project. And so now we are on it, and let's hope that now things will move forward. We cannot say how many will go through because it's a matter of study and understanding, and so it's very technical in nature. So I'm not technically competent to tell you how many are there or not, but there are different sites and different locations which they have identified as having the potential, which then needs to be now certified by more technical and detailed study by experts. And once that is done, we hope that we will have again a clearer picture of things. Maybe in the coming 3 to 6 months time we should see a better picture, especially for the pump storage project. So part of industrial policy mandates that 90% of the unskilled labor or the manpower has to be local. So the fact that it mandates that means that you'll have to take the local population into the employment for the work that you start. So there in itself we are ensuring that the local population benefits, because let's be very fair, there after the tax regime changed, there are only 2 major benefits that we get from industrialization. One is job creation, and number 2 is the sale of our local raw material and products, which should come from, say, farmers, or in terms of, say, tourism and other aspects. And that's the reason why our priority sector list is very, very specific to those strengths that we have. And hence, the major, as I said, the major part being that there is the clause that says that 90% of unskilled labor will be has to be taken from the local population. I think there itself the issue will be taken care of.